When a man is dealing with two women, he will always stay with the one who has a weak mind. The weak-minded one will think she's one because she's with him, but the whole time he's wishing he was with a strong woman. But he's too scared to be with a strong woman because he's weak too. The biggest mistake you can make is removing jewels from your crown to make it easier for a man to carry. Ladies, understand you don't need a smaller crown. You need a man with bigger hands. When a man is dealing with two women, he will
He
always
does look
stay
like he
with the
has
one.
small hands, though.
The thing is this, because he's perfect. I mean, if this guy has like a copywriter, or if this is written script, these guys are fucking evil geniuses. I gotta say, because
Yeah.
it's too good.
AI from Lucifer, dude.
Dude,
their AI is plugged into hell.
So this guy, he knows his avatar. You know, like they talk about know your avatar in Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. This guy knows his avatar, and it is a chick. Listen, this is about to be savage, but I'm sorry. Okay, but this is a chick who's probably over the age 25, 26, 27. She's a little fat. She's a little ran through. She's still got no man, and she's angry. She's jaded. She has a corporate job. Maybe she has a job where she's just struggling, and she knows 30's approaching and nothing's changing, and they start to get bitter. They
do
get
bitter. Well, you know what would make the problem is too is these dudes, like guys like this, lie to them. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Because the reality is there's so many things that no one's wanting to tell these women, and it's a detriment to their ability to be happy. And it's actually quite sad. Like, people will hear what I say because I'm real and I'm not trying to placate to anybody. They'll think I'm like, some people will think I'm negative on women. I'm actually not. I'm very positive on women. I want women to be successful in their relationships. I know that this placating shit, though, doesn't do it. You know what I mean? They need to hear, for example, that their behavior has long-term effects. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about conditioning themselves to behave like a single party girl, for example, is affecting them for their long-term relationships, because they're now instilling habits, beliefs, behaviors, and sexual triggers that are just not going to make the long-term guy that they dream about the thing that they can keep around, the thing that they'll be healthy enough to show up in, and their framework is just so broken. Like, it boils down to, they need to be able to surrender to the frame of a relationship and trust a man. Well, they're not able to do that if they're trying to control everything.
Give me a second.
No, yeah. But yeah. So, I mean, that is the problem here, is that there's so many things that people are not telling women. And it's sad because it really sets them up for failure, and they don't start to wonder and question those things until they start to approach 30, and they realize they're nowhere near where they thought they would be when they were 20. When they were 20, 21, they had nothing but hope and belief that they could have anything they want regardless of their behavior, because no one told them, that their behavior at 21 is directly going to affect their results at 30.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody had that discussion with them.
Let me go to this next look. Stop inboxing these women knowing you can't help pay bills. Oh, God.
What?
Stop inboxing these women knowing you can't help pay bills. Any woman that pays all her bills by herself every month ain't interested in no men texting her what you doing. Independent women already have the world on their shoulders, and the last thing they want is more weight. Bottom line, a woman should not be struggling financially with a grown man laying next to her. So if you aren't a man trying to contribute, please don't waste her time. Stop inboxing these women knowing you can't.
The audacity of this fucking creep,
dude. Here's I know, right? Let me give, because I'm in the West, right? And I'm, dating, I mean, it's not it's interesting. It's not something that's super intentional that I do.
Yeah.
but I tend to end up with younger women. You know, since 2015, every girl I've been. What's that?
You're stud. It's not gonna happen by accident.
Well, but what I mean is, like, I'm not saying to a 35-year-old woman, I'm not going to take her out. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, she's 35, 40, 45, man. I'll take her out if she's hot and she, you know, does for me, you know, and hits all my triggers and stuff. The problem
For sure.
is the few that were available to do that, we've never been single at the same time. There's a couple of girls who, like, you know, if she was single, I was single, and, you know, at the right time, I might be like, hey, my 45-year-old girlfriend, like, look how hot she is. But that's just not the way it is. So I'm not age discriminating. I just want to do whatever's good for me. That has put me in the mid 20s category for the last decade now. All right. So I haven't had, I think maybe there's like a one, like, other than like one fling with someone a little younger, everybody's been in like the mid 20s. Now my point is I'm seeing, like, on the ground from a older dude perspective
Right.
what these younger girls are like. And I'm seeing it from the perspective of girls I've dated and even my girlfriend now and her friends or acquaintances that are girls. So here's how these girls are now, right? Typical girl now who's 22, 21, like, not every girl, but it's a good subset, comes from a what would be looked at as a decent family in a decent neighborhood, grew up, like, you know, graduated not in the hood, but some suburb somewhere, ends up not going to college, you know, gets some payouts from parents until she's, you know, because they're helicopter parents. So they helicopter her, allow her to live on her own. She gets, you know, some things paid for and stuff. And then when her parents are frustrated with paying for her because she's becoming an adult, instead of going to work and figuring her life out, you know, what she ends up doing, a lot of these girls, is they just jump and they do the OnlyFans thing, or they do, and a lot of them are not successful at it because only a small subset really are. So they get on seeking arrangements, sites like that. So common picture, for example, is you'll have a girl who has a kid that she can't even see, or maybe, she's got some split custody on. She's doing a lot of drugs and alcohol. She's got two or
Oh.
three sugar daddies, and then she's got a boyfriend that is the young, like, Chad, like, guy, but he's a total pussy though now, right? He's not like Chad, like you or I when we were younger. He's like a pussy dude. Like, he's all about his emotions, and, like, it's just like it's crazy. And, you know, and then they party. That's their party boyfriend that they barely have sex with, and it's more for presentation and partying and hanging out. They might
Right.
even live with that guy or whatever. And then they're banging like two or three older guys for money and for shopping money and stuff like that. And their whole life is just this nonstop, every day of degeneracy. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, like, I'm getting drunk and high for 3 days. Oh, I'll sleep it off. Oh, we'll do something normal and get brunch now with family. Oh, I just met this guy online. He lives over here. We'll go vacation there for a few days. Oh, I guess I better put out now because I'm out here and the dude's paying for everything. Like, this is like what they'll do, and they'll do it for a while until all of the drugs and alcohol catch up with them. And it's like they start looking gross and they start having a harder and harder time doing it. They're more mentally unstable. They're showing up to the doctors now all fucked up because of their behavior and getting psychiatric medication now because, you know, doctors will look at their crazy degenerate behavior and go, geez, she
Bitch, you're
must have a
crazy.
psychiatric problem.
Yeah, like
No, her problem
crazy.
is degeneracy. You know what I mean? I'm all right with party girls to a degree for hanging out and stuff, right? This
Mhm.
is not even what I'm talking about. It's
No.
like a level, dude, of degeneracy where it's this constant, nonstop, like, dopamine hit of
You you
drugs,
you left out
Snapchat.
you left out options too.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. That's the thing. And, you know, I said this on yesterday's Tuesday show about when I was talking about feminism. You know what? And they're all feminists. They're all woke as hell because, you know what feminism's been great for us guys, getting laid easy,
Yep.
getting laid from ratchet hoes. Like, we can thank feminism for the streets, dude, you know, and with no consequences. They'll just work the kid. Hey, you get her pregnant, you know, just disappear, right? And then she'll get an abortion.
It's
Totally fine.
like Thanos just
Yeah, that's it. You know,